The most meaningful connections are born from vulnerability, from the willingness to share our inner selves. The stories we tell ourselves can either empower us or hold us back. I'm choosing to tell a story of empowerment. In a world that often feels disconnected, vulnerability is the thread that weaves us together. The journey to self-acceptance begins with the courage to be seen, truly seen, for who we are. Sometimes, the most courageous thing we can do is to simply be ourselves, without pretense or facade. The power of vulnerability lies in its ability to transform fear into courage, isolation into community. We are all navigating our own unique paths, filled with moments of both joy and sorrow. The fear of judgment often stems from our own self-doubt. Embracing our imperfections is the path to self-compassion. The most authentic version of ourselves is often buried beneath layers of self-protection. Vulnerability is not about seeking approval, but about honoring our own inner truth. The stories we share have the power to inspire hope, to foster understanding, and to create a sense of shared humanity. In the quiet moments of introspection, we discover the resilience and beauty within ourselves. The courage to be vulnerable is an invitation for others to do the same, creating a space for genuine connection. The journey to self-discovery is a process of uncovering our true selves beyond the masks we wear. Sometimes, the most powerful words we can speak are the ones that express our deepest hopes and dreams. In the space between our carefully constructed narratives, there lies a raw and authentic truth waiting to be revealed. The most significant transformations often begin with the courage to voice the unspoken. To lay bare your soul is to invite the world to witness the strength within your fragility. Authenticity is the currency of genuine connection. It's the bridge that spans the gaps between us. The stories we suppress are the very ones that yearn to be heard, to breathe, to liberate. In the realm of vulnerability, we discover that our shared humanity is far greater than our perceived differences. The journey inward is a courageous expedition, a quest to unearth the treasures of our true selves. To embrace our imperfections is to unlock the door to a life of boundless freedom. The fear of exposure is a phantom, a shadow that dissipates in the light of genuine self-expression. Sometimes, the most profound acts of bravery are the quiet whispers of our inner truths. The path to self-acceptance is illuminated by the courage to confront our deepest insecurities. In a world that thrives on facades, choosing to be transparent is a revolutionary act. The narratives we construct can either confine us or set us free. I choose to dismantle the walls. There is a quiet power in acknowledging our vulnerabilities, a strength that defies conventional definitions. True intimacy is born from the willingness to share our raw, unfiltered experiences. The most authentic version of ourselves resides in the spaces we've been too afraid to explore. We are not defined by our scars, but by the resilience we cultivate in healing them. The courage to reveal our true selves is an invitation for others to step into their own authenticity. The journey to self-discovery is a labyrinth of introspection, a dance with our inner landscape. Sometimes the most potent words are the ones that tremble with unspoken emotions. In the stillness of our inner world, we discover the symphony of our true selves. The act of sharing our vulnerabilities is a testament to the power of human empathy and understanding. We are all on a continuous journey of growth, learning, and self-revelation. The fear of judgment is a self-imposed exile, but authenticity is the key to our liberation. True strength is the ability to stand in our vulnerabilities, to own our imperfections. The most meaningful dialogues are born from the courage to share our innermost thoughts and feelings. The stories we tell ourselves have the power to either empower or diminish us. I choose empowerment. In a world that often feels disconnected, vulnerability is the thread that weaves us into a tapestry of unity. The path to self-acceptance is paved with the courage to be seen, truly seen in our entirety. Sometimes the most courageous act is to simply be present, to be ourselves without pretense. The power of vulnerability lies in its ability to transform fear into connection and isolation into belonging. We are all navigating the intricate landscapes of our lives, each with our own unique stories. The fear of judgment is often a reflection of our own internal critiques. Self-compassion is the antidote. The most authentic version of ourselves is often obscured by layers of self-protection. Vulnerability is not about seeking external validation, but about honoring our intrinsic worth. The most profound truths often reside in the spaces we've been too afraid to illuminate. Today, I'm turning on the light. There's a certain freedom in letting go of the curated self, in embracing the raw, unfiltered reality of our experiences. Vulnerability isn't weakness. It's the courage to show up with your heart exposed, regardless of the potential for judgment. We spend so much time building walls, forgetting that the most beautiful connections are forged when we dare to tear them down. The stories we hide are often the ones that hold the most power to heal, both ourselves and others. It's in the messy, imperfect moments that we discover the true depth of our humanity. To truly live is to risk being seen, to risk being understood, and to risk being judged. But the alternative is a life half lived. The fear of judgment is a heavy burden, but the liberation of authenticity is a weightless flight. Sometimes, the greatest act of rebellion is simply being honest about who you are, even when it's uncomfortable. The path to self-acceptance is paved with the courage to reveal our true selves, flaws, and all. In a world that constantly demands perfection, choosing to be real is a radical act of self-love. The stories we tell ourselves shape our reality. Today, I'm choosing to rewrite mine with honesty and vulnerability. There's a silent strength in acknowledging our vulnerabilities, in refusing to pretend we have all the answers. True connection is born from shared vulnerability, from the willingness to meet each other in our imperfections. The most authentic version of ourselves is often hidden beneath layers of fear and insecurity. Today, I'm peeling back those layers. We are not defined by our mistakes or our vulnerabilities, but by how we choose to embrace them. The courage to reveal our true selves is an invitation for others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of authenticity. The journey to self-discovery is a winding road, filled with unexpected turns and moments of profound revelation. Sometimes, the most powerful words we can speak are the ones that tremble on our lips, the ones we've held back for too long. In the silence between our carefully crafted personas, there lies a raw and beautiful truth waiting to be discovered. The act of sharing our vulnerabilities is an act of trust, a belief in the power of human connection. We are all works in progress, constantly evolving and learning. Today, I'm sharing a chapter of my own evolution. The fear of being judged is a cage we build for ourselves, but the key to freedom lies in embracing our authenticity. True strength is not in hiding our vulnerabilities, but in having the courage to face them head on. The most meaningful conversations are born from vulnerability, from the willingness to share our deepest selves. The stories we tell ourselves can either liberate us or confine us. I'm choosing to tell a story of liberation. In a world that often feels isolating, vulnerability is the bridge that connects us to one another. The journey to self-acceptance begins with the courage to be seen, truly seen, for who we are. Sometimes, the most courageous thing we can do is to simply be ourselves, without apology or explanation. The power of vulnerability lies in its ability to transform fear into connection, isolation into belonging. We are all navigating our own unique paths, filled with triumphs and challenges. Today, I'm sharing a piece of my journey. The fear of judgment often stems from our own self-judgment. Embracing our imperfections is the first step towards liberation. The most authentic version of ourselves is often hidden beneath layers of expectations and societal pressures. Vulnerability is not about seeking validation, but about honoring our own truth, regardless of external opinions. The stories we share have the power to inspire, to heal, and to create a sense of belonging in a world that often feels fragmented. In the quiet moments of reflection, we discover the depths of our own resilience and strength. The courage to be vulnerable is an invitation for others to do the same, creating a space for authentic connection. The journey to self-discovery is a process of peeling back the layers of our conditioned selves, revealing our true essence. Sometimes, the most powerful words we can speak are the ones that express our deepest fears and insecurities. In the silence between our carefully constructed personas, there lies a raw and beautiful truth waiting to be embraced. The act of sharing our vulnerabilities is an act of trust, a belief in the power of human empathy. We are all works in progress, constantly evolving and learning from our experiences. The fear of being judged is a self-imposed prison, but the key to freedom lies in embracing our authenticity. True strength is not in hiding our vulnerabilities, but in having the courage to acknowledge them.